Hi everybody and welcome back to my channel. Today we're going to be doing a first impressions review and build on this triple RTA. This is actually designed by Vaping with Twisted 420 and manufactured by Vandy Vape, and I'm really excited about it. So let's get started. Okay, so here we are with the first impressions for this triple RTA, which was designed by Vaping with Twisted 420 and manufactured by Vandy Vapes. This is actually the sample packaging. So I've actually heard that the retail version is going to be really fantastic. So I can't wait to see the packaging for the retail version. And it's got your basic Vandy Vape information, being that this is a sample package. It doesn't have like all the features and things like that that are usually on the back of the box. And it does say sample here, so this is a sample. And let's go ahead and take a look at this. I was very excited to get this. So let's go ahead and take a look. So here we are. This is the triple RTA, and this is how it comes packaged. Well, for sample, I don't know what the retail packaging is going to look like, but here's the RTA. And the RTA is actually a 28 millimeter diameter RTA. It has, you know, that protruding pin. I wouldn't recommend ever using something like this on a hybrid, but it does protrude enough if you wanted to try it, but again, not under my recommendation. And it is a 4 millimeter capacity, even though it is a 28 millimeter diameter, and it looks kind of beefy. It actually only holds 4 milliliters of e-liquid. It is beautiful on the bottom. Now, again, this is actually a sample. It does say sample, so the originals or the retail version will say something different, but it does say triple, and it is manufactured by Vandy Vape. And of course, it's got your little warnings on there, and then the logo for Vaping with Twisted 420. I love this knurling on the top because it's not very thin. It's actually, you can feel it because this is a top fill. And we go ahead and open that up. And honestly, it's a little bit rough. They're not as smooth as I would like them to be, but it's actually because of this O-ring, not because of necessarily of the threading. It's that O-ring because it's trying to keep it like vacuum sealed. That's why it's got the O-ring in the top, so that it won't leak on you. But look at these fill ports. Look at how huge. This is like dum-dum proof. Like, I could literally dump in this without getting it all over the place. Like, literally take the bottle and just dump it in. So that I do like. I love it when it's error proof. Always make sure, of course, not to put it down the middle. And then here's your top cap. Again, with the knurling right there. And it does come with the Ultim drip tip, as well as that dock style Delrin drip tip, which is right here. Show you that drip tip real quick. It comes with this one, and that has like the knurling on it, like some other RTAs or RDAs are coming out with now. So it does come with that one. And then this is the Ultim. It does take, it is 810 compatible, so any of your goon style drip tips will fit this RTA, which is awesome. It does say Vandy Vape on the top as usual. Here's the airflow. Whatever you do to one side will do it to the other side. So if you close it off, it will do it on this one. If you notice inside, you cannot see through it. You can't see my finger, and I'm going to show you why once I show you the deck, which is kind of cool. And yeah, so it does have the grip. I like grips when I'm actually moving my airflow. I do like that because it makes it easier to spin rather than when there is nothing there. So I do like that. And there is no juice flow control. So you would have to be careful with this. Make sure that your airflow is completely closed, and it will stop. It won't go all the way around. It'll stop both sides. Because if it's not closed, when you do go to fill it, it will leak all over you. So you don't want that. So always make sure that that is closed, and then reopen it once it's been filled. And I'm going to show you a little trick that I do so that I don't have leaking, and hopefully it won't leak. So we'll take a look at that. So In the box does come a spare glass. Before I go into the deck of that, it comes with a spare glass. And then again, this is only a sample package, so it doesn't have the instructions in it or anything like that. Currently, it does come with your tri-tool, the 510 adapter, which is great, some additional O-rings, and then 6 more grub screws for you to, if you need them, to change out. And yeah, so that's there. And now let's go ahead and open this up and look at the deck. So we just unscrew it, and it does come apart really easily. These O-rings are very, very sturdy. Very, very sturdy. And then look at this. This is why they call it the triple. You can actually do triple coils, and you can even do just dual coils. I'm guessing you can put a big beefy single coil. I wouldn't try it because to me it's made for either dual or single, so that's how I would do it. But if you look right here, this is actually where your airflow is coming from. So when the air is going in here, it's actually coming out underneath your coils, 2 or 3, whichever. So that's a big airflow. In my opinion, that is a huge airflow. And then of course you've got your wicking channels on either side, which I think are pretty decent size, depending on the size of your coils and how much wicking that you have in there. But yeah, so that's that. And then of course, it's just got the threading right around it for you to put in, which I like that you don't have anything that's coming off and you have to screw on. I hated that about the Griffin. Drove me crazy. Take this off, put it on. Yeah, this doesn't have it. It's very, very easy. It's literally like just easy. You put it in. You don't want to put it too full. You don't want to stuff it in there, but you do want to put enough in there so that when the juice goes into this part here, that it does wick your cotton and your wicking. So yeah, so I'm gonna build on this. What I'm gonna actually do today is, because I know that I'm getting a lot of viewers that are kind of new to building but are interested in these devices such as RTAs and RDAs, but they're worried, you know. They're like, oh, but you got to have fancy coils, and you know, I don't know how to make coils and things like that. So today what we're going to do is actually just make 3 coils, and they're going to be 22 gauge stainless steel regular round wire. So yeah, we're going to do a little build along with this RTA so that we can go ahead and get that taken care of and do both the review and a little build tutorial. So I hope you enjoy this. So let's go ahead and get started with building some coils. Okay, so first things first, what are we going to need? Well, I've gone ahead and cut my 3 pieces of wire so that we can go ahead and make the coils. Again, they're just going to be round wire coils, and we'll be doing that, but you will need a jig or a screwdriver, something to wrap your coils with. This is actually by Coil Master. It is the 3mm diameter jig that I'm going to be using. And yeah, these are really good because you can switch them out. See, that's got a 30 on it, so that's 3mm. So I'm going to be doing the 3mm coils. That's my preferred size, 3 or 3.5. So you do need a jig or a screwdriver. I am going to use the jig, and I'm going to use this top piece, which actually helps you twist the coils. You do need a pair of cutters so that you can cut your wire, just like I did for that. You will, of course, need some wire. I did get this at Lightning Vape, so that's cool. I always have an extra screwdriver. This is a 3mm diameter screwdriver, so I use this when I'm placing my coils. It just helps me get them in a little bit easier. You will need your tri-tool or a screwdriver, an Allen wrench or an Allen key so that you can loosen up your screws or things. You know what I'm talking about. And you will need some ceramic tweezers and some regular tweezers. These I use because it's easier to put the cotton in and to fluff out my cotton. These are my go-to tweezers. I love them. And of course, you're going to need a pair of scissors to cut your cotton. And most important, you're going to need some cotton. This is actually my favorite cotton, which is the Kendo Vape Cotton Gold Edition. This is my go-to cotton, so that's what I use. So let's go ahead and get started now that we know everything that we're going to need. So first things first, I did cut the wires. I just tried to gauge how much I'm going to be needing. I'm hoping this is it, because if it's wrong, I'm running out of wire. So, well, the 22 gauge. This is 22 gauge stainless steel 316L. So what you do, and this is why the jig is actually so useful, is it helps you actually wrap the coils. It's basically like a no-brainer. You stick your coil in, your wire in here, you let it come out the bottom, and this is just to hold it down. So you hold it down and you just do one little half of wrap. And then with this piece here, if you notice that little screw on it, that's actually going to grip your wire and help you turn it. So I'm actually going to be making 12 wraps on each one. So let's go ahead to wrapping. So we've already got one once it reaches there. So that's one. So let's go around. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. So see, it's perfect. And then I've got my coil right there. There we go. How easy was that? And now, you know, you can get the big fancy coils, but for those of you that are learning to build and you really don't know how to build any fancy coils and you want to know if you can build them, there we go. There's a 12 wrap stainless steel 3mm diameter coil done in a jiffy. So we're going to go ahead and do the other two. I'm just going to straighten out this wire here. Just push them in there and push them together, straighten that leg out and put that one aside, and let's go ahead and do the other two. I'm going to do these a little bit faster without explaining too much, just so that we can get through it, because there are 3 coils, not just 2. So again, just straighten that out, grab my other piece here and start wrapping. So 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Okay, so 12 there. Take that one out, and I'm just going to take it out and turn it around so that we can straighten it. Go. Push that in. Oops, using the right side. Just hold it in there and straighten that out. I'm going to straighten it out more when I go to cut them anyways. So that's coil 2. And let's go ahead and do the third one. And these are, it's really easy to do. It really is. Especially when you start building out. And you know, a lot of people have been asking me like, oh, but how do you do it? Yeah, it's easy. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, and 12. Okay. It's really easy when you have the jig. I couldn't count and talk at the same time. So when you have the coiling master jig, it's really, really easy. As you can see, it puts them close together. You don't have to worry about them being spaced unless you want them spaced. If you do want a spaced coil, then you're more than welcome to do that. Sometimes I like a spaced coil, and sometimes I just want my coils to look nice and be even. So there we go. So we've got 3 coils that fast. There we go. 3 coils. So we're going to go ahead and put those on. Again, something simple. You don't necessarily have to have these massive, massive coils. So what we're going to do is bring this over here. Now I am going to have to cut them because, as you can see, it's not going to be that deep. So we do have to trim them. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put them back on my jig just to hold it. And I'm going to just try to eyeball it and see where to cut them. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and cut it on camera. Right about here. And then if I need them any shorter, I can always make them shorter. Oops, there goes a piece there. Oh, by the way, you want to try to hold them so that they don't go flying. Yeah. Usually I'm trying to hold it and look and be in the mirror or the view window, so it's kind of hard for me to always catch it, but I try. There we go, sticking in the finger, perfect. Okay, so that's 1 coil. What I'm going to do is just put the other one next to it so I can try to gauge about what I did for that one and do the others. So here we go, just right next to it. Trim that one. And trim this one. And then we'll do the third one real quick. I've just been getting a lot of questions lately, so I figured that I would do this for you, you know, for the newer builders as well. Of course, the advanced builders will have their fancy dancy coils and claptons or fuse claptons or flattened fuse claptons or staple coils or frapples and freeples and you know, all that good stuff. So, all right, so I've got my 3 coils, so we're gonna go ahead and start putting them on. Like I said, I do like to use my screwdriver when I'm placing them. You can use the coil jig too, but for me, sometimes that end is too thick for me. So to do it this way, I'm just gonna go ahead and start. I've already loosened up the screws, so I'm just gonna go ahead and just start placing them in there. And let's gauge what the length is that I have in here. Oops, might have to take that one out a little bit more. And I loosened them, but I didn't loosen them enough. So let's go ahead and do that. Make sure that I loosen them up good. There you go. And on this side, yeah, those look good. All right, so now we can place it. So go ahead and put it in focus so that you can see it and get my hand out of the way. There we go. To me, it's a little bit too long still. I like them just a little bit closer to the airflow. So I'm gonna trim them down a little bit, just a little bit. If I don't lose it first. I'm just gonna put it on here and trim it. That's why I said just gauge it with your eyes. So just a little bit off, a little bit off. And then let's go ahead and put that in there. Okay, that's perfect for me. So I'm just gonna go ahead and hold it there and get my tri-tool and start. Oh, good thing for good magnets. I held it right there in place. Just start screwing this one down. And I'll be straightening them up at the end, but for now I'm just gonna be placing them in. I'll put that one in. Straighten this one out. Let's go ahead and put the second one in. And I'm just gonna go ahead and trim off a tiny bit here. And put this one in. Still think this one's a little bit long. Nope, it's good, perfect. Okay, so hold it there. Go ahead and screw it down. Sorry, I'm not using what do you call it? An ohm reader to build on, but mine burnt out and it's not giving the right ohms and it's not firing right, so I need to get a new one. So hopefully I'll have a new one soon. Just screw the other one in. There you go. That side's always easier. I'm just going to straighten them out a little bit so I can get that third one in because they're kind of blocking it. So I just straighten this out. See how easy it was to straighten it out? And the coils don't look half bad, huh? Just trim this one a little bit. Right here. There we go. And put those in. Okay, put that one in. And let's do that one. I'm just holding it in place with my finger, that's all I'm doing. Sorry if this is going to be a little bit lengthier than most videos, but I want to make sure that I'm getting all this right. And, you know, helping those that really appreciate it. Just putting that one in a little bit more. Okay, so we got all 3 coils in there. Now it's time to go ahead and straighten them out. And again, they're right over the airflow, which is perfect. Which is what I like. Let's go ahead and take this one out that way a little bit and straighten this one out. Look at that, we got 3 coils. I like to look at it both ways. Just want to scoot this one over just a little bit. And let's look at the height. And the height, they're not touching. We want to make sure that they are not touching, so I'm just going to bring this up a little bit. This is the side view. Not touching. Bring this one up just a hair. And you can still see right through it. See? You see through it. So yeah, so that to me is perfect. It's right next to the airflow, but it's not touching. I do want this one a little bit more this way though. This one a little bit. Yes, I am like that. Okay, so let's go ahead and start heating up these coils. So for stainless steel, especially stainless steel, you do need to start at a really, really low temperature when you start heating them up, so that you don't burn them out. So just checking it one more time on the side. I want to lift these two up a little bit more, just a hair. Just a hair. There we go. Okay, so got this on 22 watts and we'll go ahead and start dry firing them. And I've got my ceramic tweezers so we can stroke them if we need to and pinch them. They came out good. It's stainless steel, so I do like to dry burn them really slow. And then once they start heating up like they're heating up, then I'll turn up the wattage a little bit. They're starting to glow a little bit. I'll pinch that one. Okay, so they're all in, and I'm pulsing it. And just trying to get them all even. Cut up a little bit. This is the hard part. When you think that it's hard enough with 2, try 3. 3 coils is not as easy as it looks. Just pull this one out a little bit more. A little bit more. Let's get these things glowing so we can vape it. Go a little bit more over here. Okay, now they're glowing. All right. Okay, so we got them glowing. Woohoo! Yay! All right. Inside out, let's go ahead and get some cotton and wick her. Okay, so let's go ahead and wick her up. I went ahead and cut some cotton, so I'm just gonna get some. So I'm gonna start wicking the first one. Let's go ahead and start this one. Okay, and pull it through. Tight, but not too tight. That seems perfect right there. I'm going to cut off the excess and reuse it. So cut that off. Do the next one. Just rolling it up in my fingers. Take some excess off. Rolling it, rolling it, rolling it. You see it? I'm rolling it. Rolling it up. Of course, this one's going to give me a little bit of problems coming in. I can tell because the way that it's twisting at the end. Yep, see. So I'll just have to do the other end. Okay, so here we go. Second one. In. Okay, sometimes these nails do come in handy. Like when you're wicking up 3 coils. Okay, so that's that one, and then let's go ahead and get the last one. Take some of this off, and go ahead and roll her up. Okay, put this one in. Okay, now I've got all three of them wicked. Cut some off of here. So I'm gonna gauge it to about, I wanna say like right where this starts, right there. Let me just gauge it real quick. So I'm gonna be fluffing it out and probably trimming some more. Just go across like that. Okay, take those out of the way. Do the same thing for the other side. Just gonna gauge it right here. Go across. And over here. Okay, so this is where I do my fluffing. I never just stick it in. I always fluff them out, especially being that it's going to be 3 wicks actually sharing one juice canal. Yeah, definitely going to do that and then trim it again. There we go. And just try to gauge it. Still think this one's a little too thick. Again, this is just the first impression, so let's see how I like it. Let's see, put it in there. I'm not trying to shove it, I'm just like gently laying it there. So I don't want too much of it in there. Outside. Still feels a little thick. Trim, fluff it out just a little bit more, and then that should be it. Cut again. And now we should be good. Little ends. And now we can just put it in there. There we go. Yeah, that feels much better. It's not so tight. If it's too tight, the juice won't be able to travel up your cotton to your coils. So you definitely don't want it too tight, but it's in there. So it's literally laying right in there. And then we'll do the same thing to this side. Thin them out. I just pulled some of this one. Put you back in there. Trying to hold them. Go. Comb it out. Give it a haircut. Not a fade. Cut off that little end on there. And put it in the juice channel. Just tucking it in. Go. Good, it's not too thick. Just tucked in perfectly nice. Because when it gets juiced up, it's going to make it a little bit longer anyways. Let's check the other side. Make sure it's all in there. Start juicing her up. Looks good to me. All right, so the juice that I'm going to be using today is this Nut and Beta. This is actually a chocolate and peanut butter and marshmallow by Vape Girl Vixens. Yum. If you like chocolate, this is the best chocolate flavor I've ever had, and peanut butter. So I usually don't like peanut butter or chocolate, but this is the stuff, man. This is it. Turn it up a little bit. Let's go ahead and start wetting these, because you know me, I have to wet my wicks from the inside out. But you got to be careful because the airflow. So literally have to pulse it while you're putting it on, so it doesn't fall in the airflow and it soaks into the coil. I smell the peanut butter. There we go. Go ahead and wet those. Wet this. Oh my god, if you haven't tried this line, oh, there isn't one flavor that I haven't liked, and they have 5 different flavors. It's freaking amazing. Okay, so got that nice and wet. Do this side. Just gonna make sure that this is all in there. Yes. And all in there. Yes. A little bit more, because Wendy likes her stuff juicy. Okay, so let's go ahead and put the top on. Top right here. There's no like warning about the top. There's no juice flow control, so we're just gonna put that bad boy on. I don't know if I showed you. I think I forgot to show you. Look at the dome on this. That is like the deepest dome I've ever seen. It's a huge chamber with a big ass dome. Excuse my language, but it is big. And when I first saw that, I was like, you've got to be kidding me. That is huge. That's huge. But according to some, that's where the flavor stands. So let's go ahead and put this on. Get that on nice and tight. Zoom out a little bit. Tight. And then we have to close off this airflow. Oh, it's really nice. You know how sometimes it gets stuck when it's on a mod? It's hard to turn. That's very, very easy to turn. I'm very, very pleased with this. Let's take this top off. Okay. And again, because that O-ring on the top, it makes it just, don't want any air in it. So you got to be really careful. And what I'm going to do is go ahead and blow up my juice in there. Oh, I closed it. There we go. Watch how big these are. Look at this. You can't mess this up. You really can't mess this up. Like, this is like an over dripper or over filler's dream. This is great. And again, it does take 4 milliliters of e-liquid. So let's just be generous, shall we? Okay, so there we go. Put that aside. Looks good to me. Put the top on here. Again, you can't, it does have Goon style compatible drip tips, so you can change out the drip tip if you want. Now, what I do when it doesn't have a juice flow control, and I've caught myself doing it when it does too, is I actually tip it all the way over before I open it up. And then I tip it right side up, and then I open up the airflows. That's just the way I roll. I don't know about anybody else, but that's how I do it. So yeah, so now we've got it put together. Let's go ahead and go on top. Okay, so here we are back on top with the triple RTA, designed by Vaping with Twisted 420 and manufactured by Vandy Vape. And let's have a vape. Flavor is very, very good. I know what this tastes like because this is one of my favorite flavors from them. And the chocolate peanut butter is coming out in here. I did have a tiny bit of leaking before I brought it on top, and I cleaned it off, and it hasn't leaked again. Sometimes what I do, like I had that problem with the reload. Not everybody had that problem, but with the reload, what I would do is I would fill it. And when I would go to open it, I would actually open it upside down like this. And then I would open the airflow. And when I did that, it would hardly ever leak. So that's my only thing that I would do with this. Otherwise, it's got really, really great clouds. I'm actually vaping it at 71 watts right now, and it's come out to a 0.13 build with the 3 coils. So let me bump it up just a little bit more. I'll go to 80 watts. So let's do 80 watts. Got my little bubbles coming out. Clouds and flavor on this are really, really nice. I'm not a 4 milliliter juice capacity girl, but being that this is a bigger size, it feels bigger. It feels like I don't know, I really, really like it. I'm not saying that because it's Twisted 420 or anything, because I haven't even met him. He probably doesn't even know who I am. But I'm saying that because I like big addies. Anybody who knows me knows that I love big addies. So this just being, you know, a 28 millimeter right there, and it's got the Goon style drip tip, that to me is already a plus. I do like the flavor on it. I don't know how I feel yet about having to do 3 coils. 3 coils to me is like tedious, but it comes out really well. So that would probably be up to your liking. You know, everybody's different. You can do dual coil. You don't have to necessarily do triple coil if you get this. So I don't want, you know, the other people that only do dual coil, only like dual coil to get, you know, worried about that, because it's fine with dual coil. You can do it with dual, triple, doesn't matter. Yeah, so I like the goon style drip tip. I like I love the knurling here. Granted, it is a little bit harder to open only because that O-ring, so it'll keep it, it's supposed to help keep it from leaking. I haven't had any other leaking other than the first time that I did it. Let me see, there's no juice flow control, top fill, deep juice wells, and the postless deck. So yeah, so let me see, this is definitely, I would say definitely not for mouth to lung vapors by any means. It's got a lot of air, a lot of air, which I like it. I mean, it doesn't have too much, but I like the airflow. It's got very good airflow. You can turn it down, you can turn it up. Either way you want to do it, that's fine. 28 millimeters. This is a sample, so of course it's going to be changed. The package will definitely be different when you get it. But yeah, right now they do have it at myvpro.com on pre-order. I'll leave the link to that down below. And yeah, if you like this video, give it a thumbs up. If you aren't already subscribed and you want to see more videos, just go ahead and hit the subscribe button. Don't forget to hit that little bell notification so that way you'll be notified when I do any other reviews or first impressions or anything like that. And I'm on all the social media, all that's down below, as well as my new Facebook group, Wendy Vape's Hangouts. So if you're on Facebook, go ahead and join us over there. And yeah, so I guess that's it. So until the next one, bye.